Hey everybody, welcome back to Breath of Life Conversations. I am so excited for you guys to be here this week. I hope your week has been really good. I hope that if you are a person who starts your week on Sundays, that this is a great start to your week. Today, friends, I wanted to talk about what it is that people expect. And because I was thinking about this. I was sitting and I was listening to and reading J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings. This is the first time ever in my life that I'm reading The Lord of the Rings. Don't ask me why, especially being the avid reader that I am, but I am reading it in a physical, like I've got the physical copy in my hands, but I'm also listening to it being read to me. Because on audiobook, Andy Serkis is the reader. And so I love that. I love that so much that I get to sit and I get to read it with my own eyes, but I actually get to hear his voice doing all of the funky voices. Um, anyway, digression. Why? Why do I do this? Because my brain moves in 10,000 different directions all at the same time. So anyway, as I was sitting there listening to it, for whatever reason, my brain went on a tangent and I started thinking about what people expect in life and what they expect even in things like intuitive readings that I do and yeah, just in general. Like what is it that I expect? And I started realizing that I feel like I expect different things than most people. Most people expect something epic, transformational, mind-blowing, right? Like if you go to an intuitive session, you really are, people believe that they want to hear something that is going to change their life in an instant. They believe that when they wake up every morning, that their life is going to have some epic transformation. And as I was thinking about that, I realized that's not actually what people really want. That's not what people really want at all. What they actually want is to be validated. And usually, validation doesn't lead to any sort of big transformational, mind-blowing moment. When somebody is sitting there telling you that you're good all the time, then what is there that needs to change? What is it that is going to lead to the epic mind-blowingness of it, right? Like, are you following me? This is the thing that I think eludes 99.999% of the population globally. That if you want epic transformation, if you want the love of your life to come into your life, you have to be willing to actually receive information that is going to lead to that. And the type of information that's going to lead to that is actually not going to be validating in any way. Unless you're the type of person like me where validation of the hard shit is actually what you want. Where validation of the you're not working hard enough. The validation of you've got more to do. The validation of you've got to put yourself out there more. The validation of you have to play bigger. The validation of you have to put your money where your mouth is. All of that has to be said if you truly want to receive the epic, transformational, mind-blowing, that sort of level of things. Because see, most don't realize that some of the most epic and transformational things that come in moments we never expected. Yet receiving unexpected answers usually brings about resistance in people when they hear it. So I think about, for example, when people receive hard news, truly that's probably the moment that's most epic and most transformational for them because it means that they have to change their entire lives. Or they have to look at their lives and they have to reassess how they've been living it. So, for example, receiving a diagnosis of a chronic illness, possibly even terminal illnesses, right? These are very epic, mind-blowing, transformational moments because you have to sit and you have to really go back through your life and you have to say, did I live my life well? Did I try? Am I going to give up in this moment or am I going to continue to try? You know, do I just resign myself to whatever it is that somebody is telling me and just say, yep, that's just the way it is? Or do I fight? And even in things like, business, for example, I think one of the most transformational moments that I can think of when it comes to like my business was when I received, when I told somebody that what it was that I thought I wanted to do with my business, and they told me that that wasn't what was going to happen, that it was going to take longer, or that it wasn't ever going to happen, or that I wasn't as big as I thought that I could be. And it was in that moment of not being validated that my like epic notion was what it was going to be. It was in that moment that I was like, you know what? I'm pretty sure that I thought in my head, you know what, bitch? Like, you have no idea what I'm capable of. And I went and made moves that I never would have made otherwise. I had realizations about myself I never would have had otherwise. I think people have to start coming to terms with the fact they have to start coming to the realization that it's it is in the resistance, it's in the anger, it's in the disappointment, it's in other dense emotions that people typically don't want to feel, that you have the most amazing, transformational, mind-blowing moments, right? I don't, even just, physical things. I think about it's not easy climbing Mount Everest, right? That's not an easy, validating journey. That's a really hard journey. And it's once you get through the hard that the epicness like proves itself, right? That you realize that it's not just getting it to the summit that was the most epic thing, that it was the entire journey all the way up, right? It's when you get to that moment of finally being able to sell your company for multi-millions of dollars and then never and realizing that you never have to work another day in your life because you're set, realizing that, yeah, that's really validating in that moment. That it's an epic moment, but it wouldn't have been epic if you hadn't had all of the bumps and the curves and the twists and the turns that got you there. And certainly it wasn't when somebody just said, "Oh yeah, you're doing great. You're doing great. You're doing fine." And so you think about it for like when people come to intuitive sessions with me, I know that while they like to believe that what they're looking for is some transformational information. What they are really looking for is for someone to tell them that they're doing well, that they're on the path, that they are going to meet the love of their lives in the next 3 months or sooner. Essentially, they really just have very little work to do. Like they put it in, and like there's nothing else for them to do. I know that that's really what they're looking for. I know that in my like heart of hearts and in my third eye, and in my very logical brain, I know that that's exactly what it is that they are looking for. They may say that they're looking for something epic and transformational, right? But I know that it's a very rare person who actually wants to be told like the epic transformational thing. And every session I go into, I realize that I have a choice. I can either give them what it is that they're actually there for, and I can validate them, or I can actually blow their mind. And every single time that I go into a session, that's a question that I ask myself. What do I give them? Do I give them what they truly, actually want? Or do I transform their lives and allow them the opportunity to be better? I think that's one of the reasons for why I'm so different and I'm so good at what I do because I don't do what people want. of me. I am not a people pleaser. I am not going to, in session, sit and just tell you, yep, you're doing great, pat you on the back, and tell you that there's nothing more that you have to do. I'm going to actually sit and I'm going to tell you something that's going to blow your mind. I'm going to sit and tell you something that if you do it, if you put in the time, if you put in the work, it's going to make it so that you actually achieve something epic, that your body changes, that your mind changes, that your energy increases and enhances, that you actually attain and then sustain optimal level of functionality inside of your body. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And I know that for some people, I've known exactly those people who have come to me who have been just hoping for just the validation portion, and they've been upset. They've been upset with me because instead of me just saying to them, yep, no, you've been doing a great job, I actually have sat down and said, I know what it is that you think that you need, but I know what you really need. And I'm going to give you what you really need instead. Usually, for many of those clients, they, yes, are understandably upset. Understandably upset. They like to tell themselves that they were coming in for something, something, transformational, but really like they were tired. They were tired. They didn't want to have to do any more work. They didn't want to have to worry, or try to figure out how they could change things or whatnot. But there I was telling them that they still had some things to finish out, to figure out. And for many of them, they left feeling a little bit heart sore. It's one of the reasons why I always send an email to people after, because I'm like, hey, I know that you came for one reason. You've been telling yourself you came for one reason. And I'm just here to let you know that it's my job to show you the gaps you have. It's my job to let you know how to close those gaps. It's my job to tell you what it is that's going to give you the body, the mind, the spirit, the drive, the will to actually go and do all of the things that you want for yourself. And sometimes, in order to get all of the things that you want for yourself, you're going to have to go through a little bit of hard and messy. As I was thinking about that, and as I was thinking about this for myself, thinking about, how often do I go and seek out, help from people? Part of the reason why I'm very, very protective of my energy, I don't let a lot of people into my energy. I don't let a lot of people read me. Um, I don't let a lot of people who say that they're mentors be my mentor. Like it's very, very specific. And I've let people go who have decided that like all they were willing to do was just give me the validation thing. Like when all you're doing is giving me the validation thing and you're not actually pushing me to be better, you're not actually being honest with me. And believe me, guys, like I can tell when people are being honest with me. I can tell when people are just being nice to me. I can tell when people are really out for my betterment. And the way I know is that people actually listen to me when I say, don't be nice to me. I know it's the weirdest thing. I know. But I have told mentors, do not be nice to me. Don't be nice to me. Don't sit and tell me that I've done a great job thus far or what. Rip my shit apart. Rip it apart. Make me feel bad. Don't worry. I'm an adult. I'm a big girl. I can handle it. Yeah, I might be a little bit upset. I might be a little bit annoyed, but you know what? I didn't come to you. I didn't pay you to sit here and just blow smoke up my ass. I came here because I want to be better. I want to have an epic life. I want to have my mind blown. And that doesn't happen without some level of hardship. It just doesn't. Not in our life, not on planet Earth, where we have duality and all of these things that are in our way. So you gotta get through that nonsense. And I want to say all of this to say, like, I understand if there are people who are like, you know what, I have been through hell and back, and you know what, I just have decided that I no longer want that. All I want is the validation. All I want is the pat on the back. All I want is to be told that everything is gonna be fine. And I, I completely understand that. No blame, no shade, no pink lemonade, as my friend says. Like, I get it, 100%. I just really can't be that person then for people. Like, I just want to be very clear that that's not me. That's not what I'm here for. It's not what I seek out in my own life. It's not what I give my clients. It's not what I give my friends. And I truly, truly believe that for as hard as that may be to understand, hear, whatever, it's one of the things that makes being inside of my life, inside of my world, inside of my energy so rich and abundant and amazing. I want you guys to take this into this week, and I want you to really think about that for yourself. Do you go in lying to yourself, telling yourself that you want the epic, the transformational, but really what you really want is just the validation? You just want the, yeah, everything's going great. Or are you actually in it for the long haul? Are you actually in it for the amazingness that it can exist for you? If you're willing to battle with the resistance, to knock it out of the park, if you're willing to climb the mountain and go through all of the hard shit first, I think that you are. I think that that's the type of person that you are. I think that's why you're listening to my podcast. I think that's why you work with me. I think that's why you found me. I think that's why you accidentally clicked on this thing and are listening to it for the first time, or were given this by somebody and told to listen to it. I think there was a reason. And I think it's because you're the kind of person that's truly out to change the world. And I believe in that. I believe that that's what we need more than ever. So, what is it that you actually want? What is it that you have? What is your expectation? Anyway, go and have an amazing week, guys. Truly, stretch yourself, expand yourself. Be willing to hear some tough truths and show that you are strong enough to handle it. I will see you next time on the next Breath of Life Conversations.